Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning. Today is Monday, November 2nd, 2020, and we have a lot of big news to cover with the second stimulus check, the stock market, and the current state of the economy. In this video, we're first going to go over what the former head of the Congressional Budget Office had to say about the state of the economy and what it means for more stimulus moving forward, and what lawmakers must do to prevent a double-dip recession. After that, we're going to go over what three of the top economists in the U.S. are saying about the economy and more stimulus as well, and they're urging Congress to pass more money. So if you are interested in this sort of content, well then please be sure to like the video down below and subscribe to my channel. It really helps out a lot. So, the former head of the Congressional Budget Office, Wendy Edelberg, just spoke to Business Insider the other day about the second stimulus check, the state of the economy, and what lawmakers in Congress must do moving forward with regards to stimulus. She goes on to explain how more people are leaving the labor force now when they're furloughed or when they lose their jobs, and the number of permanent layoffs are rising every single day. She went on to say how without additional stimulus passed by Congress very soon, it'll take years for us to get back on the path that they would have projected prior to the pandemic. With each passing week, she says that the ditch that the economy is digging itself into is getting bigger and bigger, and it's going to take a lot longer to get out of this recession that we would be in. The problem right now, she said, is that Democrats are looking to pass a $2.2 trillion second stimulus bill, and President Trump, he supports passing a large stimulus bill as well, but he doesn't want to spend money for state and local governments. In addition to this, she says that many Senate Republicans oppose more spending because they believe it could further grow the national debt, and they don't want to be spending so much more money. They also don't want to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on state and local governments, and for this reason, the former head of the Congressional Budget Office is saying we're going to keep digging ourselves deeper and deeper into a recession. Things are going to get a lot worse moving forward, and it's going to be a lot harder for the U.S. economy to recover. In addition to her, Claudia Smith, a former Federal Reserve economist and expert on recessions, spoke about the current state of the economy and what it means for more stimulus right now. She said how many lawmakers have learned a lesson from the 2008 financial crisis, and they went big with the CARES Act early on during the pandemic in March. They passed a multi-trillion-dollar bill, and that was really good. But she said that now all of these lessons that they learned in 2008 were thrown out the window, and they are not passing a large stimulus bill. They just think the economy will take care of itself, and they don't need to pass anything dramatic. But she says they're wrong. Many Republicans, including Trump, argue that the government doesn't need to pass more stimulus right now because they look at the GDP report for quarter 3 this year, and they said that it came out and it showed that the economy expanded by 7.4% in the third quarter of 2020, which is an annualized rate of 33.1%. So they said that we're growing, everything's getting better, they don't need to pass more money. But realistically, what this former Federal Reserve economist is saying is that that's not the case at all. We need more money passed, otherwise we're going to get deeper and deeper into a recession, and things are going to get a lot worse. Next up is Michelle Evermore, and an unemployment expert at the National Employment Law Project, spoke about the economy and stimulus as well over this past weekend. She said that anything that takes an average across the economy isn't going to place the proper weight on the extreme suffering of the people at the very low end. She explained how currently there are 22.6 million people in the U.S. who are receiving some form of unemployment benefits, according to the Department of Labor, and how these people need more help now. They don't have enough money to pay their bills, and things are just going to get much worse for them if Congress and President Trump and Senate Republicans can't agree on a second stimulus bill. And finally, according to top economists at the American Enterprise Institute, Michael Strain, all signs suggest that we're in for the worst of this. At the same time, the situation in Washington is also becoming its worst and most horrible. What he means by this is right now cases are rising. We're seeing record highs, almost 100,000 cases in a single day. And at the same time, we're seeing how Congress can't agree on a stimulus bill. So he said both of these things are lining up. No stimulus right now because they're disagreeing, and everything's getting worse with the virus. He says that's not a good recipe for the economy. So last week, Wall Street was sent reeling, with the Dow Jones and S&P 500 seeing its biggest weekly declines since March, when we saw that initial crash during the pandemic when we first went into lockdown. On top of this, as we get into colder months, cold weather is expected to curb outdoor dining, and 40% of all restaurant owners nationwide said that they expect to go out of business by March if more government assistance and more stimulus isn't passed. So anyways, that's what's going on with the second stimulus check and second stimulus package, as well as the state of the economy and the stock market as of Monday, November 2nd, 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.